Hey beauties, welcome back to Limelight Beauty. I'm Noah and today I am coming on camera with you guys bare face for this intro so that you guys can see the end result at the end. And I'm going to be showing you guys what I would do for like long wearing makeup. If I'm going to be out for a long time, or I know I'm going to be sweating but I just want to beat face, what will I do to ensure that my makeup lasts for long periods of time or lasts through a little bit of sweat? So I rarely do this routine, rarely, because I really don't like to have to put on extra powder and extra foundation, stuff like that, to make sure things last, because personally that's just not my style. But if I do, I will. So I'm just going to take you guys through what I would do, and I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, to start, make sure your face is fairly clean. If you don't have access to a face wash right now, use a cleansing toner, something like that. Even a quick wipe, just to make sure any extra grime or sweat that's already might be on your face isn't there, because that would defeat the whole purpose. Okay, next step. I don't know about everybody, but I have oily skin, and I used to think that it wasn't necessary for me to moisturize all the time because of me having oily skin, which is very untrue. I've learned that when you don't moisturize, it builds up extra oil to have your face be moisturized, and that would just like break down the makeup and not last long enough. So I recommend finding a moisturizer of your choice. One of my favorite moisturizers is the Clinique moisturizing gel. This has actually became one of my favorite moisturizers. It's a moisturizer that doesn't break me out, so I like it a lot. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit of that. And then after that, it's essential that you prime. I know not everybody believes in a primer. That's fine. A lot of people think that they don't need one. That's cool too, but I think it definitely makes a difference. So my favorite primer is the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, but I do not have any more of that. So I'm gonna go in with the Fenty Beauty. Okay, from there, what I do, I'll go right in foundation. So for today, foundation, I'm using the Lancôme Teint Doll Foundation and Maybelline Super Stay. I'm using these at two different parts of my face because I do have a little bit of a darker area around my mouth. So for that, I'm going to be using the Super Stay. I'm using the Super Stay to block out and cancel out some of the darkness because it has a bit more of a red undertone. And I'm using the Teint Doll for the rest of my face. For the shades in the Teint Doll, I'm 500 Soy W, and for Maybelline, I'm using 355 Coconut. I'm just placing the Maybelline around my mouth. I don't know if you can see, it's definitely, the Lancôme is more yellow. Okay, for today I'm going to be using a sponge. This is the Morphe sponge. I know I usually don't use sponges on my channel, but that's just because they haven't been clean, if you want me to be honest. I already think it would make sense. But I cleaned them today for y'all. Alrighty, so from now, I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows. I'm using the Benefit Precisely My Brow. This is like the only eyebrow pencil I use. So Sorry if it's kind of repetitive. Eyebrows are real thick these days. They've been real thick these days. I'm not really here for it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna take a quick concealer of my choice. I'm just gonna use the Fenty Beauty concealer real fast. Not too much on the brush. Alright, so the only way I can keep my brows from moving is by eyebrow gel. There's no other way to do it. I truly don't know. My eyebrows will go awry without eyebrow gel. It'll get curly. It just, a lot of things will happen. So I always make sure to set my eyebrows into place. And I use the 24-hour brow setter by Benefit. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to concealer. I'm using two concealers today. I'm using the concealer I just used, and then I'm also gonna be using another one. So in the Fenty Beauty concealer, I use the color 390. And then I'm also going in with the ColourPop No Filter Concealer in the shade Dark 42. I use this more towards the bottom, like right around here. This concealer is lighter, but I definitely prefer it if I'm doing a full face of makeup like I'm doing today. I like a very highlighted look. I'm going to go ahead with the Fenty Beauty concealer and place a little bit on my eyes. Whatever's left over on the sponge, I just quickly go down my nose. I highlight my forehead a tad, and my chin. Okay. And that's it for That's it for concealer. I'm gonna now move on to contour. I've learned that when you use cream and powder products, it works better as a combo versus just using only cream or only powder products. Even I do know that powder products last longer. So I usually would just contour or bronze with just a powder for the sake of it lasting a little longer. I'm going to be using a cream contour as well. This contour is the L'Oreal Infallible Shaping Stick. It's supposed to be a foundation, I believe, but I use it as a contour. The shade I use is where's the shade in this thing? I swear you used to have a color. Oh, Espresso. I just kind of blend it down and up. So like going down and up. It just creates a really pretty, nice warm contour. And now I'm gonna go ahead and set my face. Alright, so for setting powders, I'm gonna be using two. And the two setting powders, that's two. And the two setting powders I'm using are the Fenty Beauty setting powders. You've seen them before, but they're literally my favorite things. I use the color Cashew and I use the color Chestnut. Cashew goes under my eyes. No, I'm sorry, not Chestnut, Nutmeg. Cashew goes under my eyes and Nutmeg goes all over my face. I would usually use a brush, but for today I'm going to take cashew with a sponge. So I'm going to go with the other side of the sponge that has no like foundation on it. Take some, dab it off directly under my eyes. Make it flat. There's a lot. I actually took a lot this time. I believe a sponge kind of just sets it in place better. Go ahead and blend out any creases in your eye. Go over it. Blend out any creases in your eye. Set it. I don't bake. I just quickly press in the powder and just to make sure it's in there and let it sit there. But I don't bake. And I also use whatever's left over on my hand or on the sponge and quickly hit my forehead and my chin where I had the other concealer. I'm going to take the square part of my sponge and use the darker powder, nutmeg, and kind of just set it in. I like to set it in my creases because that's where the makeup will start to break down first, in your creases and around my mouth. Anywhere that there was foundation, down here, and then I try to put a little bit around my nose. I'll put powder there, and this is where I just like I take a powder brush, just dust it in or dust it off. And so now my face is completely set with powder. This is my ideal look. I really don't like the powder look, but it really, once I set it and everything, it does all come together. But this look right here, like before the setting spray and before sorry, cleaning off my area, and before the contour and everything, I just feel like my face looks really flat. So I try to hurry up and get past this. Okay, so my camera quickly shut off, but from setting our face, we're gonna move on to contour. For contour, I usually use the Black Radiance palette or the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour palette. I use the darkest shade in this palette. I have the medium to deep. I'm just gonna go right over where I put the cream to set the cream in place. After that, I go in with blush. So for today, I'm going to be using the number 7 blush, which is a drugstore blush that I think you can get in Walgreens and Ulta. I've seen like this brand in Ulta. This is in the shade Plum Violet. It's actually really pretty and pigmented. So I'm not a big blush person, but I do like to put a little bit on there. And so from here, I'll go in and set my face before highlight. For setting spray, I'm using the Urban Decay All Nighter. And now I'll highlight my face while the setting spray is setting. I'm using the Juvia's Place palette, the Saharan Blush palette. I'm going to use this highlighter. This not only allows the highlight to last longer, if you put it on while your face is setting, it also like makes it a little bit more pigmented, if that's the look you're going for. I don't really care about the super pigmented. I just care about it lasting, because highlight for me definitely wears off. And for the sake of no eyeshadow today, I'm going to apply a little bit of that shade in my inner corner. You can go in and set your face one more time. Before mascara, before anything else. Being that I'm not going anywhere, I'm not going to put on lashes, but I will put on mascara for the sake of just pulling the look together. And I'm just using the Bad Gal Bang by Benefit. The proper way to me to put on mascara is to have a mirror below your chin and look down. That would really help like prevent like mascara getting up on your eyelid. Mascara's on, and I'm gonna quickly just put on lip liner and lip gloss. Honestly, that's something I would do if I'm wearing like this much makeup and for a long period of time. I would just wear lip gloss because it would be simpler to reapply. There are not a lot of lipsticks that last very long. I know like the Beauty Bakery does, like liquid lipstick does or whatnot, but personally it's just not my thing. I believe like liquid lipsticks are cute, but they're a little drying. So I would just go with the lip gloss. So I'm gonna line my lips with ColourPop BFF3. This was e.l.f. lip gloss in the shade Natural, but it's a little too nude for me. So I'm just gonna apply just a bit more of a pink lip gloss on top. So what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm not just gonna end it here. I'm gonna wear this look for a little bit. Right now it's 7:30. I'm gonna have this makeup look on for the next couple of hours to allow you guys to see how it wears. So you guys are just like, okay, she just put on makeup and whatever, how we know if it lasts long. So I'm gonna do that for you guys. And so this is my face right now at 7:39, and I'm going to check back in the next maybe hour or so you guys can see my face then. See you guys in a second. Okay guys, so it's been about, I said at 7:30 and now it's 10:14. Let me let it focus. This is my skin right now. Yes, the makeup you can see is a little lived in. It's been about, what is that, 7:30? 8:30, 9:30. What's that, 2.5 hours? But you can, yeah, as you can see, the makeup has definitely been lived in a little bit, but it's nothing unusual. I haven't blotted or anything like that. I haven't touched up or anything like that. It's just been normal as of right now. So this is my face at 10 o'clock. I think it's pretty good. The only place that's shining is right here, which always shines for me, but other than that, it's going pretty strong. No creasing. I will check back in with you guys a little later. Bye. Okay guys, so I'm back for the last check-in of the night. Makeup has held up pretty well. I know I came back with jewelry and whatnot. I just took photos. Follow me on Instagram so you can see them. Yeah, my makeup is still pretty intact. Of course, I'm a little shiny, but that's to be expected because I have naturally oily skin. It's going to happen, but the point was to see if the makeup would last throughout the oil and throughout the shine, and will it still be there. And yes, it is. I'm okay with not being perfectly matte. I know to some people it's very important, but to me it's not that deep. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Wait. I never told you what time it is. It is 12 in the morning. So now I'm going to go wash off my face, and I started at 7:30. So how many hours is that? That's 4.5 hours. So yeah, anyway, like I was saying, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you beauties in the next one. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.